Oh, she just thing on.
Hello, one and all, to the ECCWF OOC Podcast. Oops.
Come on, get it right.
No, I don't feel like getting it right. Anyway,
Yeah.
we are joined today by myself, Gabe Perez, handler of Click, Hawk, and Dani Powers. And also we are here with last week's guest, Christopher Cummins, owner of Mr. Kurt Newman. And we also have Melanie Brandenhoff, who just basically controls like half the roster.
Seriously, we applaud her for that.
Yeah, I know. And also we have Mr. Tim Dupre here, who owns Lajoie and Yonni. So.
Yes. Thank you.
Oh, we got done the final stand. Yay!
Hooray!
Yay! What is it? 12 posts for the main event alone?
Let's get an accurate count here. We had 12 promos.
12 promos. One of them, I think that and the Gauntlet match are neck and neck the most RP match in ECCWF history. Good job.
Yeah, and right behind that we had 9 for the national title #1 contendership.
And that is thanks to Melanie Gabrielle, who popped off in last moment.
Yeah, she popped 3. Kurt Newman popped 3. I think Ryder only popped 1. Ryder disappeared again.
Yeah. So, how does everyone feel about their chances? And
I think Amy had at least 2.
Yeah. Well, Tim, you're not allowed to talk about the world title because you've already basically passed yours for the world title already. So.
You really want me to talk about that match?
No, not allowed to. So. But Mel, how do you feel getting 6 RPs up in an hour and a half? That's a record.
Well, this is weird. I got computer worse in it. It's now weird, but I just I just on my iPad, which is called I believe it's called Notepad, and I was typing a promo of the end of the game.
I know where this is coming from.
Yeah, I'm getting a whole repeat. I think it's getting from Tim.
Yep.
Asshole.
Plug some earphones in, bro. I don't know how that works, but it works sometimes.
Yeah, I don't have earphones in reach.
Well, then find them, bro. Pew pew. As he gets up and walks away.
Yeah.
Success.
Don't come back.
We don't need you back. I want my world title.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You're not going to get your world title quick.
No, I am. Anyway, so. Outside of our matches, which one looks the best?
Well, right now, the World Heavyweight match is because most of the people on that who were facing for the title pretty much RP'd, so I'm looking forward to that match a lot. And then probably the 4-way for the #1 contendership match.
I think those are the 2 biggest ones. Holy shit. Corey actually got 2 RPs up. I thought she was going to actually max out at 3. She was like...
Yeah, she got 2.
So, yeah. So, what? Her and Ripley both got 2. But it sounds... Well, I told Corey she had to max out at 3 just to compete with us, so...
Did you read her second RP, dude?
No, I didn't. I did not read them.
She made it clear that she didn't want to be in that match to win the title.
Oh. Wow.
She's in there to hunt.
Wait, don't we already have a bunch of hunters?
Well, you talking about physical or mental? I mean, if we're talking about the big wall game of hunting down a tiger and shooting it down, then I don't think we have anything like that.
As I explained to Melanie.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Tim, you and your echo.
Oh.
I don't know what it is.
That'd be kind of cool, like, new character, Ronnie the Hunter, and he actually like hunts the wrestlers down and skins them alive, and then wears their pelts down to the ring. A little bit morbid, I know, but
I'd pay to see him.
Hey, we got Santa Claus now, so anything's possible.
Yeah, good point. Well, what else do we have here beside the final stand? Oh, that's right. We're going to talk about the rookie title thing. So, what are thoughts on the rookie title situation that Mr. Glacier is trying to impose?
Me personally, I like it. It kind of gets the rookies more involved. It gives them kind of goal because like a new guy ain't gonna go after one of the main titles like a world heavyweight or a national title, unless it's like me, but or people who know how to RP. I mean, I'm still drunk. But like for the new
things.
Yeah, for new characters who don't, or new RPers who still are trying to get the whole role-playing thing down, I think it will be a good thing to, like, give them a reason to stick around.
Right. I already know how Tim feels about it, but I saw a post there by, albeit Santa, about the, about there being like a national title thing, weekly defense.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I did one of those back in one of the outfits I was in, and it was pretty much, it was called the Turmoil title, and it was pretty much defended on a weekly basis. It was pretty much newcomers trying to get the title, so, I mean, there's some good and bad things about it because, like, I had a title for like 8 months because it was a bunch of new people. I was RPing for a good couple years before that, so it's like I'd be facing all these new people who either didn't know how to roleplay or weren't good enough. So,
right. Yeah, I already know how Tim feels about it.
The only real problem I have with a rookie title is that it just adds one more title to the stack we have.
That is true.
And we just added this women's title, right?
Yeah, now we upgraded to 5 titles. So, unless it's more like a forum kind of title, you know? Like, here, you're the rookie of the week. Or, here, have a title. But we're not going to officially recognize it.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Well, I still like the whole idea of, like, having rookies still come in and give them a purpose instead of, like, waiting for months upon months to get a hold of a national or a championship title. Like, yeah, we have the X title, but...
Well, what we do have coming right up,
like,
Kurt, and actually, I think you're kind of pegged for this right now.
Who?
I think Kurt's pegged for this, is the Gold Rush tournament.
Yeah, that's another thing. We got the Gold Rush tournament coming up now.
And we might need to modify it a little bit depending on whether Kurt actually wins his match for the national title #1 shot or not.
Well, not only that, we just got like 4 or 5 new people, didn't we?
Yeah, we just got some more new people. We're taking all the new people and immediately putting them into a tournament.
Well, is that like a couple or a monthly thing or a couple months or a yearly thing?
Well, remember last OOC podcast we discussed that now monthly pay-per-views are going to every other month pay-per-view.
Yeah, that's right.
So now you have the time to find a number of contender, build upon it for a pay-per-view.
And this way, we'll be able to take a step back and say, hey, look, we don't need to have Impaler and Hatcher and Click and Stefan and Ryder and Corey and X and Y and Z all trying to face off for the world title at the same time.
Right. Well,
this sets us back at 0 and says, hey, new guys, step up, let's see what you can do.
Right. So.
And if you keep putting the same people in the same title matches all the time, it'll get boring.
Exactly.
That's what we're trying to get away from.
Probably over 5 times.
Right. I think Click's been in the world title match for ever since, Battle Zone?
Yeah, ever since Battle Zone, yeah.
I've now become the John Cena of the world title matches in ECCWF. And
I call that Ryder.
That right there makes me sick.
Well, I think. Well, why is there so many title matches? And is there no conflicts going on between other wrestlers? Kind of like one, I don't know, like a continuous fight against two guys trying to make a storyline out of some stuff, or is it just nothing really going on? And like, well, if nothing's going on, then my head's towards the title.
Well, that's what happened. I think at Cold as Ice, we didn't really have a good rivalry outside of something against the title.
Yeah, by Cold as Ice, the biggest storyline we had, no offense to any other storyline, was Impaler going for the title and Stefan Lajoie sitting around in rehab.
Right.
Well, I think that's the thing where we should start trying to get some conflict going between other wrestlers.
Well, now, I really think we got some things going. Like, I know Mel, you and Amy want to do something so bad, and that's why I have voted or have taken the Fatal 4-Way match. Because if it just so happens that I want to go with numbers right now instead of quality right now, because I have to personally read everything over again. But, like, between you and Kurt, if Mel wins, Amy's going to get pissed off, and there goes off your feud again between Amy versus the Angels.
Oh yeah, we talked about it, and she wanted to face all the Angels in a certain order, so I agreed to it, and that's been going on.
Right. So now we can restart that starting after this pay-per-view, because now we have infinite amount of time until, well, we have 2 months' time until the next pay-per-view. So.
And another thing that's been hinted at by Ryder, and depending on how active he is, because that's never a guarantee, he wants a match with Stefan at a pay-per-view.
Yep.
A one-on-one match.
I've heard that too. Stefan is like the man to face at a pay-per-view. What is this? What is this?
I bring out the best in people? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. Because there's been the hint of Click versus Stefan. There's been the hint of Click versus Hatcher. There's been a hint of Hatcher versus Stefan 4. There's been a hint of Ryder versus Stefan.
And there's even a little bit of mutual respect, Corey, Stefan,
right,
wishing, you know.
Ripley Stefan has already happened, and that was a good match.
That was a damn good match, man.
You're damn
I quit match.
Damn tootin'.
So with that said, what do you think about Angels and their long lost brother Lucen feud going on?
Say again?
Sorry about that, guys. My microphone's being weird.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the Angel Clan and their brother Lucen, how their little feud's going on?
I think that could be a nice little sub-feud between Amy and the Angels. Maybe enlist his help sometime during the road. Like, eventually he'll, like, come in and, like, he just, like, hands, like, weaknesses of each Angel each time Amy goes out, and that's going to lead for Amy to go all the way through all the Angels until the end being against Gabe Valhalla, like we discussed. So, and that's even funnier because that's still my cousin Nick. He's the controller of Alex Jericho, Jonathan Bishop, and Gabe Valhalla. So it'd still be funny that he has to face Amy Jericho. But I'm only rooting for Amy Jericho to win the national title match or the #1 contendership because I want to see that happen. That's just something I want to see happen.
Husband versus wife.
Amy will face Alex, but the husband versus wife.
Sounds like Sonar. But yeah, I'm thinking some of the more major ones that are kind of pop up. Like, if you read my last role play, my last promo, I was talking to Tim about this. I'm switching gimmicks with Click. I'm going back to an old one I used back in 2006, but it was cool. I never got to run with it fully because they closed down, and I just like lost all hope for the momentum of the gimmick. So I want to bring that back, and somewhere in the Elimination Chamber, Hatcher is going to fuck around with me. So I'm just like, no, having none of it anymore. Then it's finally going to happen, Click versus Hatcher, at the next pay-per-view, but it's going to build up to it. Almost like WWE WrestleMania style build-up. Overhyped to the max.
So we're going to get replay after replay after replay, taking up 4 hours of our broadcast time?
Basically, yep.
Oh, kill me.
Yes. I am the John Cena of the ECCWF.
Okay, so it's going to overshadow the world title.
Yep, all the time. And, well, hey, we have yet to have a match here in ECCWF that overshadows the world title.
True.
Except for the Extreme Gauntlet, only because of what the match was.
Yeah, only because of what the match was, and only because we were trying to highlight different matches in the main event.
Right. Not entirely the title itself, but just the kind of match it was. That needs the final spot of the card. Yeah. And I think I was talking to Chris about this. The next pay-per-view, I might start pushing with Glacier towards a stable war.
I think it would be an awesome idea.
Now that's facing off the next 2 weeks, because if Chris, you can get your stable going,
it's not happening.
Mel's got her whole stable. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be more like Amy and maybe Lucian versus the Angels.
That sounds amazing. Good idea.
And that would kind of suck, because you and Amy facing off against you. Just all of you. Just either way you win. So, yay. But, like, character-wise, that is a cool, interesting concept, because what is it, like 5 or 6 Angels versus Lucian and Amy? That's a 6-on-2.
Well, if you don't count Gabriel, that's my 5 Angels versus their brother and England.
So it is kind of 6-on-2 on paper.
Yeah.
No. So there's that kind of stable war. Then there's a stable war of there's going to be something with Click getting his own stable versus Glacier and his stable, more for control of the company kind of thing. It's like Santiago's going to enlist Click as his liaison against it, but Glacier actually wants to be in the ring, so Glacier will be in the ring. It's almost like the invasion angle WWE did.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I'm thinking if you, Chris, and Yarmouth can get your own separate stables going, there's another stable.
Well,
This faction.
I've been trying to, but it's like I was telling you, I don't know who the good guys are around here.
Right. Well, we can find out next week. We can find out the week after. But like I'm saying, 2 weeks tops, I can definitely tell if we can go with the stable war.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've been doing the whole promo thing with the shows where I'm interviewing people, and this week I'm interviewing a donkey. So
and
watch out for that.
And I got.
Did you get that? Okay.
Actually, Chris, I have an idea for that angle, and I'm going to need my friend's pass on it, but if you read Maxime Rougeau's app when it came in, he's got a gimmick that's kind of like yours.
Oh, that would be perfect.
How dare he?
And I actually want to see you two feud.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's duly noted. So
I'm going to talk to him about it when I get the chance, and we'll see if we can, get a little something going on between you two guys talking. But it could work out really well.
Right. So
I'm looking forward to it already.
Well, here's another thing. This stable war was supposed to happen now at the final stand. The final stand was supposed to be the end-all be-all of this final war.
And wasn't it supposed to be that the final stand was going to be Stefan Lajoie revealing that he's the last member of Click's team?
Yep.
Shocker.
Yeah, but instead he's like, nope, percentage it is. So I was short notice. Glacier went down. Glacier also controls the Outlaws. So when they went down, it's just like, now I have no number one contenders. Crap. So I had all these ideas, and then they just went down the crapper, and then me and Impaler had to figure something out between me, him, Raziel, and Jericho for a while now.
I know Blade was trying to get a stable together, too.
Well, I'm thinking he can either join up with Glacier or actually make his own. But, like, I know Impaler and Raziel are going with Glacier, because Impaler's handler is, like, friends in real life with Glacier. So
I'm pretty sure Hatcher's going to be involved with that team.
Hatcher's probably going to be involved with that team if I'm involved with that team. So
I actually remember Impaler trying to get me to join that team right after I formed the 1%. I'm sitting there. No.
Let me see. Where's the N on my keyboard and the O? I got to do them in succession. There. But yeah.
What does on mean? No, I want no.
Yes. So anything else that we got coming in?
Oh, did I explain the whole Gold Rush tournament finality thing?
The finality? I don't think the finality.
The person who wins is the new #1 contender for the world title.
Wait.
That, yeah. But that,
Number 2, the person who they beat gets a national title shot.
yeah.
Okay.
Whoever finishes first gets the world title. Second place gets national title. Third place
And
rated X.
third place gets the Rated X title.
But then we will make a whole other tag team tournament, which is going to be a little harder because as we are starting to develop tag teams now, which is cool. We're finally getting a division going. I know Glacier is now teaming with Iceberg, going as a throwback to the old ECCWF. We could probably do something with Impaler and Raziel.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see about that because ideas have been formed that Raziel will be dropped forever. So we'll see how that goes. Then that will say. We have obviously Angel Clan. We have like 3 different ways we can make that. We have the 1% as Hawk and Yonni, depending on how this whole match goes tonight.
Whether they're defending it or whether they're going back into the tournament.
Right. Either they're going to be at the top of the tournament waiting for the winner, or they're part of the tournament. Yeah.
We could have Kurt Newman and his donkey too.
Newman and the donkey. That would be hilarious, actually. I was actually like, I really want to do. I don't want to rip off of TNA, but it's a cool idea, and I just don't want to go away from it. Is the wild card tournament where you just randomly put 2 people together, somewhat random. Sometimes it's like a straight bedfellow thing, but
I kind of like that idea. Like for some people who don't have that tag team and don't know who they would team with.
And then she's like, "Here, I'm going to force you into tag team. See how that works for you."
I actually like that idea.
Really like that idea. Like, it would be hilarious to see Stefan Hatcher, which technically already happened, but he didn't know it was Stefan.
Yeah.
But like, see,
And that whole match was LOLZ.
yes, it was. It was hilarious. I even made a meme about it. It actually was like the Yao Ming face, and it said "lol tag out." Like, haha, I'm not gonna be in this match because I don't feel like it. But anyway, I really want to do a wild card tournament, but like now, it just seems like if we don't have as many tag teams as I would like, I'm just gonna start making a wild card tournament. But
We got the Tigers.
we have the Tigers, we have the 1%, we have we have like 3 different Angel clans. We also have the Jerichos.
Yep, the Jerichos.
Yeah.
We fought for it once. So, that's an idea. There's Impaler and Raziel brothers. We have...
Depending on what happens at the final stand, you have Jericho and Click,
Jericho and Click. Yes.
or you have Hawk and Click.
Mm-hmm. Things. Just ideas. They're everywhere. Like Tag Team Tournament 1 is just way too wild, so it's just more a matter of focusing on who could be in this tournament together.
And I believe it was discussed that Nadia and
Kira Sloan, yep.
Kira were actually a tag team, even though some assistant GM decided to book them incorrectly.
Well, it's a cool thing because now we have a figured out ending for it, which is cool. So, win, lose, or draw. So it's going to be interesting.
I don't know. Another good thing is if you like put 2 guys together who aren't really good with each other, you can start a feud right there too. So
That's
and
true.
that's the storyline right there.
Exactly. Like
You get the whole Matt Hardy MVP thing going.
yeah,
Oh,
that would be.
Or
hilarious.
on the opposite hand, you get 2 people who are kind of feuding, like
Crimson and Matt Morgan.
yeah.
I was gonna say John Morrison and The Miz,
Good point.
Good example.
and they become a great tag team.
Good point. John Cena Batista? No. It worked for like 5 seconds, but anyway. So that's the tag team part. Then we're also going to make a women's title part because now we have like 7,000 women all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
So
What's up with that? They should be back in the kitchen.
they should be in the kitchen making the sandwiches. Thank you. Nah. But I think it's going to be a lot of influence of who faces who is also going to deal with this fatal four-way, because like if it's writing well and it seems like these two people should face each other again, here face off again in the first bracket and have fun. Finish your fight.
Here's a random question.
Here's a random answer.
It better not be Tahiti. Anyway, the number one contender for the national championship, when do they get that match?
Honestly, it's never ever implied that it has to be at the next pay-per-view, but now that we have to go down to every other pay-per-view, it could happen technically the month after they get it. So
It could. I mean, I just want to think, with this tournament going on, I don't want to have someone who's already got a shot in the tournament
have a shot again at the world title. I understand.
Yeah.
So,
not that we don't love you, Kurt.
That's saying if Kurt wins. But, because now that we have the whole writers forum, it's like, yeah, we're all going to vote. Okay. Is there not even a number? Because that would be nice. That would suck if there's an even number of writers voting.
I'll look it up.
It's like, yeah, where's the...
Actually, when I posted the 3/17 results, there was an even vote on one of the matches.
Which match? Oh, was that Deep's Blade?
No, that wasn't that match.
Because it shouldn't have been, because Deebs was the only one that posted.
Let me take a quick look.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Oh, there's 7 writers.
Oh, it was...
Okay, then that works.
Seven riders.
Gabriel
Seven
versus
riders.
Dani.
No, going Sesame Street. Okay, so anyways.
Throwback. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so who was
It was Gabriel versus Dani.
Because I didn't get to RP. I remember.
Yeah, I think you had barely RP'd.
Either I barely RP or I couldn't.
And people were on the fence about it, and I just kind of said, he's got the...
Oh, wait, no, I did like this.
Oh, yeah.
That. I
A
remember.
little drama show.
Damn, I was hoping I was going to win. I was going to go with the angle. I was like, okay, I can still play with it. I can still play with the idea. Never mind. I took the loss like a good man. Okay, woman in the character sense, but
like a good neighbor.
Stefan's here.
Anyway, well, we got the Gold Rush tournaments out of the way. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to actually need to finalize that bracket.
Well, we'll remake it when we figure out who wins and who doesn't at the final stand.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, we have a final bracket, and it's like, damn it, we could do this better.
We have more people.
We have more people, and we can do this better. Like, if Kurt Newman doesn't win the national title spot, it would be really nice to see him fight for the world title again. He was fighting for the chance to fight the world title.
Because everybody knows they just want to see my RPs and just laugh.
Yeah, yours are good, man.
It is funny. It is great.
Thank you.
I mean, I sit there and I know the penis jokes are coming, and I know the sex jokes are coming, and I still laugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like the second one I did with the whole editor's note. I was drinking and I couldn't really think up of anything, and so I just editor's note and that would probably be funny. So I just went back and forth with Kurt, and then Ashley got involved, and it was just golden after that. But
Right.
I'm glad people like my RP. So that's all I want to say.
Okay.
You guys still there?
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
Have
I thought I lost you.
anything else that needs to be covered? Maybe? Possibly?
Looking around the board, seeing what else we need to cover.
Can we say that we were going to cover the women's title thing?
Yep, women's title will have their own bracket coming.
Yeah.
It's
Basically, the next month or so is just going to be brackets and tournaments and
everywhere. Well, actually, no. Depending on how quick we can get the riders to vote, it might be right after results. Like, the bracket will be ready, and then the next card will be ready. The next cards are just going to be a bunch of tournaments. So.
I have a question. How big is our women's division anyways?
What's up?
I said, how big is our women's division anyways?
Oh, if you don't include the Angel Clan, there's not much. No. We'll see. There's Angel, Dani, Sam, Kira, Nadia.
There's a good amount.
There's a good amount. There's enough. But it seems like also Amy and the 5 Angels.
Yeah.
So 11. There's actually 11 women off the top of my head. Oh wait, Rena Lucata. Keep forgetting about her.
Corey.
12. And then Corey, which means 13. But Corey's, I think, is way better than the women's division. No offense to anybody.
Good.
But unfortunately she is a woman, so she's just automatically grouped into the women's division.
She's eligible for the championship.
Right. So technically there are 12, which actually could work out directly.
Man, I'd love to be in the locker room.
I would love to be in that 12-woman locker room. Anyway.
Do a little. What's that one movie? Something with the pig.
She does, but
no, it's like the movie is like the guy, or it's a high school movie where it's like the guy sticks his penis through through a wall in a girl's shower.
It's called Porky's. My dad's
yeah, there you go. Porky's. There you go. Dude, that would be such an awesome promo if Kurt did something like that.
Seeing all the girls just scream and just like, what?
I will send you a $5 Starbucks gift card if you do it.
Challenge accepted.
Yes. Anything else other than Kurt Newman sticking his penis through the locker room?
Here, piggy. Here.
Piggy.
Anyway. Anything else you guys have for the rest of the podcast?
I got nothing.
Mel?
I got
I
nothing.
could probably
left
make up
for
something if you
specific
want.
story stuff.
I think, okay, as a general shout out to all of the rest of the ECCWF, give us your ideas of what you personally want to do. Give us a feud you have in mind, and we will try to work with it as much as we can.
I actually put a thread up about feuds, angles, and storylines
There you
for
go.
the public.
As Mr. Peppy, as Mr. Wayne Pepperidge, yes.
Yes.
So,
I learned something new today.
yeah, see. So now,
I mean, it would look better with a little bit of a spreadsheet and a bracket thing that shows current feud, but it's really more for right after the final stand.
right, so now that the final stand is over, once we find our winners or losers, here's your feuds. Thank you very much. So, okay. I think it's time to sign off for this edition of our ECCWF OOC podcast. We will say goodbye to Mr. Tim Dupre,
I salute you.
Mr. Christopher Cummins,
Hi, Mom.
and Miss Melanie Brandenhoff,
Hi, everyone.
and then myself, Gabe Perez. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Hi.
Bye. Thank you. Goodbye.